I don't mind about being a philosopher, but there's one thing about playing somebody like you. He lost Lucas Biglia, which is what he wanted to do when it came to the director role. But to play Çalhanoğlu and put him next to Paqueta and put him next to Borini and have Suso as a trequartista, who, again, the flashes of brilliance came when he was moving to the left-hand side. And then you stick Piontek at the top, where he's had 18 touches of the ball. And I'm not saying that Piontek hasn't had a poor preseason, and he does look a little bit off the pace, and we know that he feels strains and injury a little bit more. But my issue is not the philosophy. My issue is the fact that it's just basic tactics of why Solskjaer, for example, did so much better than Jose Mourinho when he came in, is just because he did the logical things that you would do. I'm not saying that that's what you're supposed to do, but it's the first game of the season. Maybe put things aside. If you don't want to decide to play any of the new imports, from Bennacer to whoever it is, to, you know, even Kessie, with the first introduction that he did make, was part of the old guard. If you don't want to introduce anyone new, then at least let them play something they already understand, which is perhaps the Gattuso way, or players placed in their right formation and their right positions and knowing what they do. But there was such clear confusion. So for me, I ask, how is this guy being looked upon as this philosopher? Because this isn't thinking outside the box. This is almost coming out and trying to single-handedly lose at this point against a pragmatist who you know is very good at trying to create a defense. And at the end of all of this, I think that I felt sorry for him, because I think he realized his mistakes in the press conference after that. And he came out afterwards and said, maybe what I need to do is play my players in the right role. But I don't know if that's something he'll do, because we've just wasted 2 months in preseason on what exactly? Because now he wants to revert to a 4-3-3 formation. So what have we done now? Where do Milan go from here?
No, it's not
that was my rant. I was so desperate to have.
I agree.
The formation is not the problem. It's obviously not the problem. It's the people in the formation and putting square pegs in round holes. It's a problem that he's changing his
formation after one game and is surprised by the fact that these were square pegs in round holes.
Well, I mean, he can say what he likes, but I should change the formation. The personnel was all screwed up, as Mina just told us, and it's weird because, you know, Kessie and Bennacer and the other kid they got from Empoli, all these guys were there on the bench, right? Mm-hmm. So you didn't have to go down this road. What I will say is, you know, you can use the word philosopher. It's not a philosophy thing. It's a question of whether you want to try to play attacking football. And the reason we have tactics is to talk about what gives you the edge, whether it's defensively or attacking-wise. This guy built his reputation based on this. He's had a tremendous amount of highs and lows. The fact that he's about as charismatic as that balled up piece of tissue that is sitting there next to you, I think certainly doesn't help him. Mm-hmm. I have no idea why he made those choices. They were obviously the wrong choices, but it'll be easy to see. It'll be important to see how he reacts and what sort of support he gets from people above him, in the sense that, weirdly, the people above him who hired him, Boban and Maldini, are two of the most charismatic people in the history of football. And I wondered, was he their choice? To what prompted them to believe in him?
The theory on that, actually, interestingly, is that they wanted somebody who would help raise the value of their youth. Now, I don't know if this is true, so I'm asking you.
Clive Gazeta said that they wanted somebody.
Yes, no, but I'm asking you whether you think that they just bought Marco Giampaolo because they thought that he would be able to extract the virtues of this squad, make them play so attractive that they could then be picked off by other teams, and that's how they'd make their money.
Well, no, I mean,
it seems like a very vicious way of looking at it.
What they said was, we have a major financial fair play issue, so we're going to go for value signings and people who can get better. You know, for years, Milan.
No, the choice in Giampaolo, I meant.
Well, no, but the choice wasn't Giampaolo because his sister doing that. The choice was, the philosophy of the club was, we've got this issue, so we're going to be smart about how we operate about it. You know, we're going to buy low and sell high, rather than what other clubs do and buy high and get stuck with a bunch of veterans, which is what too many Italian clubs have done for so long. So then the question becomes, was Giampaolo the right person to go and do that? I honestly don't know. He is somebody that insiders seem to love. But when you go and see the stuff on Sunday, Saturday, you're like, you know what? I mean, too clever
There's
by
no
half.
reason
I don't
why-
think anyone's said this yet. They literally didn't have a shot on goal against Udinese. I mean, no discredit to Udinese, who, by the way,
Well, when you
Igor
play one
Tudor-
striker and it's Piontek and he doesn't get service, then that's going to happen, yeah?
Well, they
Well,
were
he
technically
played
playing
two.
two. That's the
Yeah,
point. You know,
that
he's
was the
But
whole
it's
point.
when did
Yeah.
Samu Kasieho, but that's another thing. Samu
Apparently,
Kasieho,
he's the only one who understands Giampaolo's tactics. We clearly didn't see
I
that.
I don't know. Obviously, they need to get better quickly. I don't mind some of their signings. I'm made uneasy by this Correa Andre Silva thing because it's one of those look under the carpet situation, and you see who's staring back at you, the same person who said, "Yeah, sure, here I'll find a buyer for Cutrone so that you have more money to go and buy another one of my clients, and we can all play musical chairs again."